Hi everyone, this is Jazzy with Revive Movement and Strength. We are going to do a 10-minute warm-up routine today, or stretching routine. So this is to get the body ready for the coming exercises that you're about to do. Or if you're going to be seated in the truck for the day, I would recommend doing more of that static stretching, where you're lengthening the muscle, where this dynamic type of stretching is going to make the muscles contract, get ready for movement, get ready for basically lifting. So 2 big differences there. Like I said, this first one that I'm gonna go through is all before you would do a workout. So first one is diaphragmatic breathing. A lot of people end up being chest breathers because they wanna keep their waist in and they're trying to hold everything in. With this exercise, I want you to literally put your hands on your stomach. You're gonna inhale, think of putting air into a balloon. Your stomach is going to expand. Just like if you were to put air into a balloon, the balloon expands. Same thing. Inhale, stomach expands, let that air out, it retracts, it deflates, okay? Same thing, hands on the stomach. Inhale, stomach pushes out. Exhale, it retracts back in. Inhale, stomach pushes out. Exhale, comes back in. This is the easiest way to learn that diaphragmatic breathing, not that short, choppy chest breathing movements that a lot of people do. So inhale, stomach expands. Exhale, it retracts. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I think that was 4. We'll do one more. That was 5. The first warm up we're going to do is a YTWL. So Y, think of pulling your shoulder blades down. T, pull them back. W, thumbs behind you. Think of pulling them back and down. And then that L, we're going to bring them in and then bring them out to the side. So that was my first rep. I'm going to do all the reps with you in this follow along 10-minute warm up. So Y, T, W, down and back, thumbs behind you, in and out. That's 2. Y, T, W, L. There's 3. Y, T, W, L. There's 4. We're just going to do 5 right now. Y, T. If you really like these warm-ups, I mean, you could do more. W, and L. We have a lot to cover. That is why I'm going through just 5 right now for that one. The next one we are going to do is called a dynamic T-arm. Hands together. Do not let your lower half rotate. Upper half is going to rotate. Hands together. You're going to reach back as far as you can. Across, see how my lower half is staying forward? Center, center, back, across, center, center. There's 1 each side. There's 2. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale when you come across. Inhale when you come back. Make sure you're breathing. That was 3 per side. Again, hips stay forward. That was 4. And that was 5. Typically I'll do 8, but like I said, we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to stick with 5 on those as well. So pretend the semi is here. Palm in to my end range of motion. That means as far back as my arm can stretch. Palm down all the way around. So palm in, end range of motion, palm down, all the way around. If there is any pain with any of these exercises, whether it's in the rotator cuff, the shoulder, do not do them. Listen to your body, because you're just going to create problems later on that day or immediately if it does hurt. Go slow with these. End range of motion, down and around. That was 3. This is 4. That was 5. Again, make sure you're breathing. I'm going to stay facing this way just so you can see how that looks on this side. So palm in, end range of motion, palm out, all the way around. This side's a little tighter, so it might look different. and range of motion, out and around. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. With this exercise, I'm going to have 3 other variations. Make sure you look at those variations if this one is way too easy. So just basic to warm up the hamstrings, we're going to do toe touches. So that's reaching up towards the ceiling, down towards your toes. If you cannot do this without causing pain here, limit how far you go. And make sure you're breathing. So deep breath in, let that air out as you reach down. If this is all the farther you can go, stop there. Okay? You should just get a pull on the back of those legs. Keep soft knees. Do not lock out your knees. Up towards the ceiling, deep breath in, exhale towards the floor. Each time you might be able to get a little bit farther as long as there's no pain. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a hangover. This is going to be 1 step from the toe touches. So what you do with this one is a little bit wider stance, hinge, bend down, get a pull in the back side of your legs. I'm going to grab my toes, I'm going to drop my butt to the floor, and I'm going to elevate my hips. So as you can see, I'm still holding my toes. I'm going to drop my butt down. I'm going to elevate my hips. Drop my butt down. Elevate the hips. Down. Elevate. I think that was 4, 5, 10. That was 10. The next progression is going to be an inchworm. So that is where your feet are a little bit closer together than that hangover position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge. So that's pushing my hips back, knees are soft. I'm going to walk my hands out to a plank position where my wrists are right under my shoulders. And then I'm going to walk them back and stand all the way up. Here's 1. 2. 3. 4. 'You don't need to rush these. 5. Here it's getting annoying. 6. 7. 8. 9. And the other progression with these, you're going to do it is a Frankenstein kick. So you can use your grab handle of your truck or your truck for balance. And what I'm going to do is just swing one leg back and kick it up. Just go slow and do slow, little bit of range of motion when you first start, and then you can eventually kick a little bit higher. Frankenstein kick or leg swing. Gotta do the other side, balance out, using the rack for balance if you need it, or your grab handle. I'm gonna swing it back, kick it up. Try not to let your hips rotate, bringing them back and forward. This is called a world's greatest stretch. You can do this if you want, but this is more of an advanced type of stretch, warm-up type of movement. What you're gonna do is pretty good size step. It works balance, as you can see. I'm gonna lunge down, inside hand and the other, come to the inside of the leg. I'm gonna bring it up, bring it down. I could make it harder and alternate. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take half a step up, lean back, reach down towards the toes. Okay, so step, lunge down, inside hand, well, both hands, alternate. Always go to the inside of the leg. Half a step up, lean back, reach towards those toes. This will warm up balance, the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, the thoracic spine, middle part of your spine, your shoulders, basically everything head to toe that you want to warm up. Big step, lunge, both hands, alternate. Half a step forward, sink those hips back, touch your toes. I'm going to turn around and do one more on that other side. So I'm going to step, lunge, both hands, reach up, come to the inside of the leg always, alternate, half a step forward, sink those hips back, reach towards those toes. Okay, I'm just gonna demonstrate 2 per side for now. You can do 5 if you feel comfortable with doing that warm up. Next one is gonna stretch the glutes, the quads, kind of everything. What you can do is stand stationary, or you can make it harder by moving in a forward motion, alternating, knee pull in. If you want to make it harder, you could go up, step out, up, step out. I'm going to turn around here. I'm just going to demonstrate 5 per side. You can do 10 of these if you want. Whoop, and balance. No one's perfect. And it's 11:30 at night, so my balance is not the greatest right now. You should step more straight on. I know my last step was kind of off crooked. I would do 5 to 10. Next one we're gonna do is called a leg hurdle. You can use your grab handle if you need to on your truck. What you're gonna do is bring your knee up, rotate it out and down, up and in. So think of stepping over a hurdle. This is 2 and 2. Go slow with this, especially if you sit a lot throughout the day. And hip flexor is tight in the inner thigh. Make sure you're breathing. So I want just your leg moving. I don't want you twisting like this with your hip. Your hips stay pretty straightforward. Just that leg is moving. I'm just going to demonstrate 8 per side this time. You could do up to 10 if you want, if it feels good. I call this one a standing leg hurdle. This is number 8 and 8. Again, hips stay more straightforward. This is going to be a lateral leg swing. This is a little bit more advanced. If you're very tight through the groin area, those hip flexors, do not do this because it is momentum, ballistic type of movement. So I'm using the rack. You'd use your grab handle or whatever is stable on your truck. I'm going to swing over laterally across my body and out to the side. across, out to the side. I'm keeping my hips fairly straightforward. I don't want to start doing this. You're going to feel it in your low back if you do that. So across and out. I'm going to stay with 10. Hips are popping. Okay, and that was 10 per side. Next one is going to be a kneeling adductor dip. If you have a towel, I want you to put a towel on the floor, or if you have a mat in your truck, great, use it. I'm going to grab mine. So kneeling position, as long as it feels okay. Like I said, make sure you have padding underneath your knee so it does not hurt. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And what you're going to do is externally rotate. So your heel is going to line up with your knee. And what you're going to do is have that leg at 90. This one, do not let your back foot cave inward. You want it in a nice straight line here. Okay, and what you're going to do is dip down and bring it back, rock back. Dip down, bring it back. Hips stay forward, do not rotate like this. You are not going to do anything if you do that. Hips stay forward where you initially started. Inner thigh, groin stretch here. Drop down, bring it back. If you do not feel a stretch doing this, you're probably too close. So bring that foot out a little farther if you need to, or you have really good flexibility. But you should be able to feel this immediately. I'm going to do 10 per side. Switch sides here. This side's definitely tighter. I'm not going too far out to demonstrate on this one. So straight line here, 90 degrees with that leg, 90 here. And I'm going to dip down. I'm keeping my upper half straight forward as I do this, getting a good pull right through that inner thigh. If you didn't feel that stretch, you could walk your foot out a little bit farther. That is a kneeling adductor dip. Next one is a kneeling alternate thoracic rotation. So you can do a couple different variations of this. I'm going to show you probably the easier one since you're already in that kneeling position. 90 degrees with that front leg. That is key. You can let your back foot drop. I would, just so you're not getting a deep stretch through here, because we want to focus on that middle part of your spine. So 90 degrees, inside hand comes down, and you're going to rotate up, bring it down. You can make it harder by rotating this other side up. So that was 1 and 1. This is 2 and 2. We're just going to go 5 per side. 3 and 3. If this is a good enough stretch here, 4, you could just stay here. 4. You do not have to alternate. But if you want to, this is what it looks like. And if you do not want to alternate, you can just go here and bring it back. Here, bring it back. Again, you feel it through that middle part of your spine. And then I'm going to alternate, bring this one down, bring the other one up. And I'm doing about 8 to 10 per side, or you can start out with 5 if that feels like enough of a stretch. And then I'm going to bring this arm up. I'm going to start out alternating, which again is harder. If you do not want to alternate, what you can do is here and back to the inside of the leg. And as you can see, I'm following that hand with my head. So if you're seated in your truck, you can go to the opposite knee and open up, across, open up. That is one alternative you can do if the other one does not feel very good. Advanced or progression one you can do is lie on your side, 90 degrees, 90 with the legs, hands here. You could roll up a towel if you want, so it's comfortable on your neck if this does not feel comfortable. But I'm gonna take a deep breath in, and I'm gonna exhale, follow my hand with my head as I bring it to the floor, and then bring it back. Deep breath in, exhale, bring it to the floor, and bring it back. There's 2. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Try not to strain through your neck as you do this. I'm going to switch sides, same thing. Hands together, in line with the shoulders. Knees at 90, ankle underneath those knees. Relax that head down, deep breath in, exhale, open up. Inhale, bring it back. There's 1, there's 2, and there was 8. Warm up those glutes and quads. Lie on the back, press that back in, hands by your side. Drive your hips up. Feet are shoulder width apart and they are in line with your hip and knee. Squeeze, you can make it harder by counting to say 2 and bring it down. Press that back in, drive up and lower. I'm gonna do 10 of these. I do have just my heels on the floor to get more of those hamstrings firing. You could leave your feet flat if you want to get more quads. Nine, 10. To make it hard, walk those feet out. Try not to let your hips rotate and don't let them fall to the floor. And walk them back. So walking, glute bridge, if you want to make it harder. And it burns those hamstrings. You may be sweating at this point, but this is a good warm-up, especially if you're sweating. I'm just going to do 4, and 1 more for 5. If you want to progress from there even, you could do a single leg where one foot's in line, other one is up. Drive your hips up, count 1, 2, and lower. Single leg glute bridge. I'm just going to demonstrate 5 per side. Don't let the hips shift. Everything stays in a straight line. Press that back in every rep. And as you can see, I'm not bringing my hips way up here. There's no point in doing that if you can maintain good form. Feet shoulder width. I'm going to switch sides. Press that back in. The next one to get that core warmed up and firing is you could roll up a towel on your step. Hands go in a straight, wrists right under those shoulders, core is engaged. And remember that very first exercise we started with, that diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale, stomach expands. Exhale, it retracts. If this is too easy, go down to your elbows if you have enough room on your step of your truck. Same thing. And again, make sure you're not parked by any other semis. Common sense with this. Diaphragmatic breathing. And then to progress that movement, you could go down to the floor or the ground, or you can do that in your... that other plank variation is too easy, or the standard plank here from the hands, or even better yet from the elbows, then you could bring both your feet together and your hands into a diamond plank and alternate tapping that shoulder. This is called a pledge plank. Try not to let your hips rotate as you do this. You should feel this in your abdomen a lot. You can do as many of those as you want to get that core firing and warmed up. 2 more exercises I want to show you guys that you can go through. This is going to stretch that low back pain that some of you may have from sitting and driving, creating tight hamstrings, tight hip flexors, all of that works together. I'm going to bring my ankle up over my knee, other ankle underneath the knee. So straight line, 90 degrees with this one, about 90 with this. I'm sitting nice and tall. I'm just going to lean forward. So my back is as straight as I can get, and I'm getting a good deep pull in this right glute over here. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm going to lean back out of it, bring this foot down, bring this one up, sitting nice and tall, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Sit nice and tall, lean forward, 1, 2, 3. Lean back out of it, bring it down. Other one comes up, nice and tall, lean forward. It's a small movement, 1, 2, 3, and bring it down. You should feel it right through here. That whole glute, the hip flexor, everything. Bring that other side up, leaning forward, 1, 2, 3, and we're doing 5 per side. I believe that was 3. This is 4. Lean forward, 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. We're going to do 1 more per side. Alternate. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Bring it. The last final one, you're going to feel deep through the deep hip muscle. It's called a piriformis stretch. So same setup position, ankle over the knee, other ankle underneath the knee. Make sure you do not rock into the stretch. Keep your whole upper body straight. Do not move anything but that knee. So deep breath in. Exhale. Gently push down that knee, and you'll get a stretch right through here. Let up. Deep breath in. Exhale. Gently push down on that knee. You get a deep stretch through here. I'm going to do 5. You guys are probably tighter than I am. I stand and walk a lot. So make sure if you are seated throughout the day a lot and you're driving, this exercise and the one I showed you previously should help alleviate some SI pain that you do have. Just make sure it is not creating more pain. If it is, make sure you stop doing it. Do not do these because it should not create more pain. That was 5. And then I'm going to switch sides. Again, 90 degrees, in line with that hip. The knee is in line with the hip. Ankle is in line with that knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, gently down on that knee. So what I mean by not rocking into it is rocking with it. Do not force that leg down. It should feel like a gentle stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, gently push. Deep breath in. Exhale, gently push. And I'm not holding long. I am just holding it long enough that I get that exhale out. Deep breath in, exhale, gently push down. Deep breath in, exhale, gently push down. So this is that dynamic type of warm-up that you can go through if you're getting ready to lift.